Good morning, everybody. Last week, we discussed about the demand conditions. And when we discuss about the demand conditions, we define demand as the willingness, the ability, and desire to buy a good. So when we discuss about demand conditions, we also discuss about the determinants of demand. Can you all tell me some of the determinants we discussed about last time?
Price,
income,
taste,
Price of related goods, product, price expectation.
So we said price, we said income, taste, price of related products, and price expectation. We try to hold all this constant. We hold all this constant and allow price to determine the consumer behavior. And when we use price to determine the consumer behavior, we were able to come out with the law of demand. Can someone tell me what was the law of demand?
when the price is high, the consumer buys less. And when the price is low, the consumer buys more.
From what you stated, when the price is high, consumer buy less. When the price was at 100, consumers bought 20. When the price was reduced to 5, consumers were able to buy 1,000. So the law of demand says when the price is high,
When the price is high, the consumers buy less.
and then when the price is low,
They buy more.
they buy more. And so this is the demand curve we derived. How can we describe the demand curve as it is now on the board? Mr. Adam?
okay, the demand curve is downward sloping.
It's downward sloping. It's downward sloping. Is there any other way we can also describe the demand curve?
Negatively sloping.
Negatively sloping, because if this area is increasing, this area is decreasing. So negative times positive is what? Negative. And so we say the demand curve is negatively sloping, right? And the price is decreasing, the total quantity to be bought increase. And so the demand curve is negatively sloping. Is there another way we can describe the demand curve?
Inversely related.
Inversely related, which means if this side is going down, this side is going the opposite direction, increasing. If this is decreasing, then this side is increasing. So they are inversely related. Is that clear? Okay. So now we know the demand conditions from what we discussed last week. But 3 weeks ago, you were all given assignment. you were given the manager of the department you are working, and you have to make sure you bring more revenue to the company. Your CEO approached you. You also became the manager, and Madam also became the manager of a company. So now, when you went out to sell your product, using price, manipulating the price to see how the sales will be, how did you come out? Or what was your outcome of your assignment?
Okay. For the first week, I set the price at $10 per item. $10 for the first week, and I sold at 200. I reduced the price to $5 the following week, and I sold 200 to 200. The third week, or this week, I increased the price to 50. And I sold 200 still.
So wherever you put the price, consumers buy the same amount. So that's what you observe.
Yeah. Yes.
So what do you want me to tell you today?
So what do I tell my boss?
For your boss who sent you to manipulate the price, looking at what the outcome of your sales is, when you sold it $10, you came out with you sold 200, right? Yeah. And then when you reduced the price to $5, you sold the same amount. Mm-hmm. And then when you increased to $50, you sold the same amount. Yes. This is what we call perfectly inelastic demand. This kind of demand curve deviates from the original demand curve we had. Here, the consumer does not change the behavior. No matter how you put the price, you set the price higher, they buy the same amount. You reduce the price, you sold the same amount. What you have to tell your CEO to increase revenue, let's do the math. When you increase it to
that should be 10,000.
Yes. So at 50, you have 10,000. At 5, you have 1,000. At $10, you have 2,000. The consumer is not changing the behavior. So all what you have to tell your CEO that in order to increase total revenue, you have to increase the price because the consumer doesn't change the behavior. When you reduce it to 5, you You were expecting that the excess supply would be bought, but they did not. When you were selling it at $10, the excess supply was still there. When you increase the price to 50, they still bought 200. So what you have to tell your CEO is that you have to increase the price in order to generate revenue for your company. Excellent. The second manager, what happened when you went to the market?
Okay, the first week I increased the price from $50 to $50.10. And I sold nothing, zero. The second week I fixed the price at $50 and I sold 1,000. The following week, I sold them at $50 too, and I doubled the supply to 2,000. So, what do I tell my CEO?
With this scenario, when you increase the price just by a little margin, you lost the entire market. But when you sold it at exact price, you were able to sell all that you have. And then when you increase or when you double the supply and sold it at 50, you were able to sell everything that you sent to the market. Okay. For your product that you are selling, you see that when you increase the price by even 1 cent, you will lose the entire market. And it is not appropriate to set the price below 50 because the consumers are willing to give you $50. So it will be irrational to set the price below the $50. And because in this market, the consumers have sovereignty. They have sovereignty. They have the power. And they know the market. They know the price. So they are not prepared to buy it at any price above the given price. Right? So what you have to tell your boss, right? In this scenario, this is called perfectly elastic. Perfectly elastic demand says that the price is fixed. And any amount or any quantity of product that you send to the market, you'll be able to sell everything. Even if you increase your supply to 6,000, you will be able to sell everything. So in this scenario, tell your boss that the only way to generate revenue for the company is to increase supply. Because consumers know the price, they are not willing to buy any price above the given price. And it will be irrational for you to reduce the price because the consumers are willing to buy at that price. So you tell your boss to make more money, increase revenue, is to increase supply. All right. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then
Now the third manager,
Yes.
what happened?
The first week I sold the items at $20 and I sold 1,000. The following week I sold the items at $50 and I sold 200. This week I sold the items at $10 and I sold 5,000. So for me, what do I tell my boss?
All right. Looking at your scenario, when you went to the market,
5,000.
10,000.
That one is, how come it's 10, 10, not 20?
10,000.
No, the price, the address of the price.
15.
One should be. One is 20.
is that okay? All right. So now, with your scenario, this is what we call elastic demand. Elastic demand is like a normal good. When you increase the price, you sell less. When you decrease the price, you sell more, right? So, at this market, what you have to do to tell your manager that the only way to make more money is to reduce the price. Because if you reduce the price, you will sell more and make more money for the company. Because the total revenue increased to 50,000 when you reduce the price to 10. You know, when you sold it at 20, you just made 20,000, right? And when you sold it at 50, you just made 10,000. And when you sold it at $10, you were able to come out with $50,000. So you tell your boss that looking at the scenario and the nature of the product, the only thing we have to do to increase total revenue is to increase the price of the product. Any question? Okay. So from what you have, your product you have, you increase the price, you decrease the price to make more revenue. For Mr. Ado, your scenario, you only have to increase the price because your condition is perfectly inelastic demand. The change is always zero. Whatever you put the price, consumers don't change their behavior, right? On the side of Madame, your product is perfectly elastic. Consumers know the market price. They have the sovereignty. They are not prepared to pay a cent added to the price given by the consumer. So all that you have to do is to increase your production. And when you increase the supply, consumers will buy more. And that's the only way you can make money. You can manipulate the price. If you sell it below 50, it is irrational, right? Okay. Mr. John, you were also given an assignment. Next week, when we meet at the same time, you will come out with your scenario. And what I'm expecting from you, we are going to get something from you called unitary elastic. We will develop the model when you bring the results. And then Mr. Robert is not here today, so we will expect him to be here next week. And next week, we will also know the other demand condition, which is inelastic demand. So, from what we have learned today, based upon what you did at the market, has come out how to make a decision for a company, right? At this point, you should be able to make decisions for the company based upon the way you manipulated the price at the market, right? So, what I would do, I will give you an assignment. And this assignment, you will do it individually. And then when you come to class next week, I'm going to give you an assignment which all of you will team up to come up with the solutions to the problems. Is that clear? And before we leave, any more questions? Any further question?
No.
Is everything clear?
Yes.
All right. Then we will meet next week, and then we will continue from there. Thank you all.